Microphone check 1 2 1 2. What's up? Miguel, the host of Life on Circle Radio. Mic check for real, because I feel kind of low. Seem kind of low here. There we go. All right, what's going on? First time tuned to Life on Circle Radio. Miguel Lloyd's my name. A co-host of the super producer. Should be on here in just a second. We got some things on our mind today, as we will be talking about what is going on in Tennessee. Those three lawmakers. That's been a hot topic here. Obviously, we had a situation with a young man in Missouri. He was, not killed. He's not dead. God bless. He's still living. But he was shot by going to the wrong door. And I believe I read in the New York Times, an 85-year-old man that actually was the person who shot him. But there's that story. There is the story around Nique. There's a story around Mark Taylor, who is the racist football trainer in Georgia, and we're going to talk a little bit of all of that. Super producer.
What's up? Welcome to Potty Training Land.
So for
Still
those
trying to figure this out.
Yeah. So the super producer is a mom, super mom, and so she is in potty training. And so, we've done that a couple times. So we've been trying to help her along. When I say we, I mean Trey, because you ain't called me, even though I know what I'm doing. But you think brother man don't know what he's doing, so you gonna call the wifey. That's fine, whatever.
You guys who don't have kids, there's nothing like having a kid sit on the toilet for about 15 minutes and him just laughing and smiling like he doesn't go to the bathroom. And when the second you pick him up, he takes a giant number 2 right on the bathroom rug. It's
okay. Let's throw it in the wash machine. Keep it moving. Nah, whatever. Why you be trying to clown my? I'm so fashion forward. I don't know if you trying to front on me, man, about my flyness.
If I see sweater one more time, I'm gonna rip it off and burn it. I don't care.
Here's the thing, but see, here's the thing. You think that it's just one. There's a multitude.
It's a whole series. You're like Batman, right? Like a whole line of black. So you're like, what was the guy from after he passed away who had nothing but black shirts and denim jeans?
Who? Oh, you talking about from Apple?
Yes.
Oh, Steve Jobs?
Yes.
I take Steve Jobs bread. You better believe that. I don't know if you remember. We were on the air when Steve Jobs passed away. I was interviewing Mario Armstrong, who's an influencer on there, and we were on the air.
I remember that moment because Mario all of a sudden was like, I gotta go.
He was just like, I was looking at my phone and I said, oh my God, Steve Jobs just passed away. He was like, really?
What?
Are you serious? Yeah, right on the air. All right, so anyway, as we mentioned, we're going to jump into this today. We got a lot we want to talk about today, a lot of stuff going on in these internet streets. And so, and we're going to, this will be our second week. After we're done with our show, We're going to jump over on Instagram for a few minutes, hang out over there. I want to see if anybody want to jump on the live or jump in the comments over there as well. But where you want to start?
I think we can start where it's most important, and that would be the Ralph Yarl story. It's hard saying this together. Ralph Yarl.
Right.
He is the young man, as Miguel said in the opening of the show, I think he's from Missouri, where he was going to go pick up his siblings, and he got confused between like 157th Terrace Boulevard and 157th Terrace Street and knocked on the wrong door. He was met with by an 85-year-old white gentleman who shot him. And then to make it even more poignant, as Ralph was laying on the ground, he was shot again. The good news is that Ralph is still alive. He actually went home today with his parents. His mother, who's a nurse, his father, I'm not sure what his father does, but he's home with his parents. He is recovering. I don't know what the long-term damage is because he was shot in the head. I don't know the long-term damage of that, but it's very, very serious. And good news is, as we've come on air, it has been announced that the shooter is actually going to be facing 2 felony charges. Now, what those felony charges are, I don't know. This man is also 85 years old.
Right.
He'll be dead by the time this even goes to trial. But it once again one of those moments where the community has to tell them, hey, this is wrong. Because originally they held him for 24 hours and let the shooter go home. And people were like, no, that's not how this works.
Right.
This wasn't some weird thing where the kid was trying to break in. The kid literally just rang the doorbell. How many robbers ring the doorbell to cause you harm?
Yeah, first of all, let's pray for the brother, this young man, that he makes it. Young kid is in the band, and he's taking care of his siblings, and just imagine how many times have we put an address in Waze or in Apple Maps or whatever you peasants who use Android or things. I couldn't help myself, but
I'm getting middle finger. My mama's watching. I'm sorry, my mother-in-law. I'm good. Sorry.
But all jokes aside, and they send you to the wrong address, right? And right. In addition to that, you imagine people out here who are delivering DoorDash and Uber, doing Uber runs and all of this stuff. We got more people coming to our doors now that we don't have any relationship with. They're there to do a job, and for this to be this man's first reaction to pull out his gun and to shoot this young man is tragic. And you just look at this thing and just like, where are we as a society? This 16-year-old kid, and once again, I don't know if we know the race of the gentleman. I know
he white. Let's not play this game. He old and white. Like he old white and racist. Like he's 85 and white living in Missouri. Come on now. That just screams, I used to be a KKK member, but that's not acceptable now.
I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt because I haven't seen them announce the man's name or race. I heard saw his age on the New York Times. But, we got all.
His name is Andrew Lester.
God. So his name is Andrew Lester. Can a black man not be named Andrew Lester? Anyway, this is a very serious story, and we gotta lighten it up a little bit because that's what we do. But I just feel sorry for for these. First of all, for these people. I got kids that are coming up, and the society that we're in today, man. I saw a video today where some girl, I don't know if you've seen this video circulating around Chicago, where they were at a gas station and they got to screaming at each other and, I dare you to hit me, blah, 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 blah.
I saw that ignorant video.
And it's just so crazy where we are as a society. We got a lot of mental health issues that are going on in our communities. And in addition to, and now think about how it's gotten to the point now, we had 2 shootings I believe in Kentucky last week. In the last week, I think it was in Louisville, we had a mass shooting. And then we had a situation in
Compton, where 100 high schoolers.
I didn't even see the Compton. I didn't see the Compton story.
Yeah, 100 high schoolers decided they were going to basically mob rob a convenience store together.
It's just weird. We're at a mental health crisis, and I just with our kids coming up during this time, we have got to definitely teach our children how to navigate this stuff because it was we didn't grow up. I grew up in between VA and DC. It wasn't like I was it was a walk in the park in Mayberry, but it's just crazy out here right now, man. I don't know if that's an old man in me, but it's wild.
And it's not even the old man in you. I mean, I guess for me, if some random person, like when the Mormon little boys come and knock on the door, or when the Jehovah's Witness be bothering me, I look out the window, scream at them, thank you, be blessed, get off my porch. That's the same response every time. I don't open the door and pull a gun out.
Hold on.
Like,
Say that
why
again.
didn't
Hold on. Say that again. How do you approach the nice people trying to come and spread the word of God? How do you go? Be blessed. Get off my porch. That's one
I
sentence.
say, no, thank you, be blessed, get off my porch. It's the same response every single time if you come to my house.
Why is the get off my porch necessary? Like,
because you get off my porch. I don't want to hear your extra spiel of, oh no, we just want to talk to you about this. No, you don't want to talk to me about nothing. I said, be blessed. I said, thank you. Now please get off my porch. Like that's it's always the same thing. Because I had one person, side note story, who I did say, no, thank you. You know, we're a Hindu household. Because I thought we're a Hindu household. That was, you know, tell you to get off my porch.
No, they're trying to win your soul. They got to win your soul because
now he got to rip my soul. Now I had to slam the door in his face. Now I'm just so by. But for him to open the door, not even scream out the window and say, "Why are you on my porch?" or "Get off my porch."
Right.
Just open the door and open fire on a child. And we're not saying child, like he's 18. We're saying child because the child's literally 16 years old. That's a child.
Yeah, well, you know, 16 to 18, you're not going to look a whole lot different size-wise. You are where you are. But the point is that why are you assuming that this person means you any harm, right? I don't care if he's 16. I don't care if he's 18. I don't care if he's 12. I don't care if he's 40. He could be delivering your medicine. He could be delivering a package from UPS. Like, what about this made you believe that this young man was going to cause you harm? And so let's just hope that he makes it, that it's sad. All right, let's move on. I want to talk about this Mark Taylor story, which is the Georgia football trainer who had this racist rant. You heard about this story, right?
I have, and I don't even understand how he's trying to defend himself. How are you defending yourself against this? So I don't know if you're going to go ahead and play a little bit of it, or if we're just going to
let's see if this story. Everything's kind of been acting kind of squirrely today. But while this is circling the drain here, so the story behind this is that in Georgia, this guy here is a trainer, and it's not going to play. So we'll talk through it. He is a trainer who kind of basically is a doorkeeper on the scholastic level, trains these kids up so they can get into Georgia and Clemson and some of these SEC schools. And he comes into, there's video of him coming into downtown, and I'm very familiar with it, right downtown Atlanta, right there by the CNN building, right there by the Omni, right? And he just goes on this rant and just basically says they can have it. There ain't nothing but blacks here. Blah, 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 blah. And then the next video comes and he starts talking. He starts calling this young lady, said, you see what this N-word tried to do. You see that tree up there. The boys would have come hang you. Y'all need to come down here to Atlanta and go hunting. This is the same clown who's coming up in black kids and black families' houses and says, I'm going to get you into Clemson. I'm going to get you into Georgia. You're going to be a bulldog. And I look at this stuff and I'm just saying, black folks, parents, y'all don't need them. They need us.
No,
if your athlete is that good, you'll get that opportunity at Georgia or South Carolina or Texas or wherever else. And if you don't, do what Deion did, take him to Jackson State, and the next thing you know, they're going to be trying to come after you, take you to a big school anyway, the right big schools. This guy right here, he was written. Now, mind you, you go to his Instagram or wherever, he's spouting all these Christian values and all this garbage.
I hate that.
Oh my God! And he was renting his training facility from a Christian school, which now they've denounced and they said he can no longer use the facilities to do his work. But it's just disgusting, man. I look at this stuff and I'm just like, y'all racist rat bastards are exposed. You are hereby exposed. Period. Point blank. We know you're around. You're not hiding anymore. And because you're not hiding anymore, you're going to cost your people some real cheddar. Outrage continues after a viral video showed Georgia athletic coach making racist remarks while visiting Atlanta. Now he's got folks on his back like Jamal Bryant. So when Jamal Bryant starts hanging out there, he comes Al Sharpton and some others. It's not going to be.
His penis in his pants, Jamal Bryant.
Okay, this is not the time. It's not the time. It's not the time.
You're okay.
It's not the time. Jamal is doing God's work when he's not out here with
God's work.
Jamal Bryant in New Birth is doing his thing. Now, what he does when he's
just like Eddie Long was doing his thing.
No. He's not like Eddie Long.
Eddie Long like boys. The only difference is that Jamal Bryant likes women. That's the only difference.
You just derail this part of my derail. My point is, now you have a lot of faith leaders, a lot of community leaders that have put a light on this Georgia racist rat bastard, and so now he is going to be he's a racist rat bastard. You get up here on it. Go ahead.
I do have one to ask, or I've been wondering, what was the point of the video?
Here's the thing: he got to get better friends because that. But here's the thing: it seems like it was a. But when the way they showed it, I don't know. We're not going to assume. We're going to assume that video was between him and one of his friends who exposed him, because there should be no other way that video hit these internet streets. Besides, you gotta get better friends.
Stupid video where he was making drunk between friends, and you never had friends. Your friends were literally waiting to be like, "Oh, we finally got it, y'all. Let's put this out here."
Absolutely, like legit, like I'm telling you guys, just look up Mark Taylor. It was it's funny to them. It's funny to racist pricks like them. They sitting back talking about hanging people from trees. It is 2023. And you talking about this young lady trying to cut you off. Look at this N-word right here trying to cut me off. Hey, you see that tree up there? They'll hang you from that tree. It is 2023.
It's not even funny just because he was making like a weird funny face. It just seemed like disgusting vitriol that you would see in a racist rant from a QAnon member or some kind of MAGA person. That's what it seemed like. So for it to be people or him, it's the whole video was bizarre. Yes, it's racism. He's racist.
But here's the thing.
Why would you record that? You should even know that if it's your friends who are maybe they kind of pass those racist jokes to each other, but they're not racist. We're gonna be like, oh no.
Right. It sounds to me like, did he live stream this? Like, did they have a little? Maybe they've got a little on that little, because we don't know. I don't know anything about what's that platform that Trump is on now. He does all the social. Truth Social. Maybe they got a live stream functionality over there, and he decided to go, well, it's safe over here. Ain't nobody ever gonna see this here video over here. Yeah, okay.
Listen, racist. I know you don't listen to our show, but here's a quick tip from Life Circle Radio and me. There are infiltrators on Truth Social. They are everybody over there is not your friend and not all racist. People are like, oh, we just trying to get you.
Right.
Oh, it's internal Alexis.
I see. She's talking about some echo on her mic. What is she talking about? Echo on her mic. We got people.
I don't know.
Let me see if it's something on my end.
Test.
Let us know if you still hear it in the comments. Test it again. Go text again. Y'all let me know if y'all still hear the echo.
Let me see. She's texting me.
Okay.
Alexa, just text me.
Yeah, let's text. Huh?
Omar's saying the same thing.
Yeah. Let us know. Do y'all still hear it? Because I do not hear it in my ear. But I made one change on the board over here. Let me know if y'all still hear it. Let me know if you still hear it. Do you still hear it? Somebody let us know. I can hear it. Do you still hear it? Kia, talk.
Test.
Andre Size, let us know if you still hear it, because I don't hear it in my ear at all.
Hey, Omar, can you just walk in front of my office and let me know if you hear it?
Right. All right, so
this mic, if that's
no, it's not. It shouldn't be the mic, because if that was the issue, I should hear it as well. So there shouldn't be any challenges over here. Let us know if y'all still hear it. All right, so What did he say? Did Omar say he still hears it? Not now. Okay.
I think
all right.
Because I had the wrong thing on my mic. Okay. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
All right. So anyway, as we were talking about the racist guy, Taylor, and now we're done talking about racist Taylor. All right. So moving on. There is this let's move back over to Tennessee. We're gonna stay in the South, in the racist South. So Justin, give me the name of those two guys. So we got the Tennessee Three. They were ousted for about a week, and then they're all back in the Tennessee house, and these Tennessee folks are losing their mind because he's back in there.
His name is, I think his name is Justin Pearson.
There's
Yes,
one who's a
Justin Pearson.
Fisk University grad. I think the other one went to Howard, and they are wearing them people in
Justin
Tennessee out.
Jones.
Justin Jones. It is two Justins, and no Justins, no peace, I think was the slogan they were screaming out there in Tennessee.
Well, one's got a perm and one's got an afro. That's, I mean,
And they
is it the
both for the
perm
bomb.
that he has,
He
or is it
doesn't have a perm.
texturizer?
He is half black, half Filipino, I believe.
Oh, okay, he gets a pass for that, but just
Can
barely.
we
I
just
was like,
can we get back to the subject at hand? All right, so
yes,
but this is a because there's also, so you had these two lawmakers in Tennessee that were expelled. There was a situation out in Arizona, I believe, where they're trying to expel a lawmaker out there for a much more justified reason, because she allowed some QAnon conspiracy theory nonsense to get brought up to the floor, I believe, in Arizona. And so now you're going to have a situation where, think about what's happening in politics now. Trump gets indicted. You know, we've had the impeachments the last few years. Now Trump gets
yes,
straight up indicted, and
yes.
with this indictment, now this stuff in politics is going to be like, okay, we don't care who voted you in. We're going to find ways to get you up out of here. And it's just getting really, really insane of what's going on in this area. So politics is losing its luster day in and day out with the way that these people are running our politics.
Absolutely. But here's the thing about politics that I always say, and you know this, is that these people represent these ideas. The QAnon lady in Arizona, I know everybody hates it. We think QAnon is stupid. It doesn't have place
Hmm.
in politics, but those people are still voters. They still have a person who represents them, you know. And the reason why Justin Pearson was on our list today is because the whole term of code switching came up over the weekend, because he had gave some weird, bizarre Martin Luther King version speech when he got reinstated. So people brought up previous videos of him when he was
Go
on
ahead.
campus. Oh, I'm about to go in on his ass. I'm
Oh,
telling you right
Jesus. What was bizarre
now.
about
So
what he said? Go ahead. I want to hear this.
what he said was fine. It was a Martin Luther King Jr.
Cadence. He has a
voice,
cadence in the way that he speaks. He has a
but
cadence.
he
You talking
hasn't
about the one
always
with
said
the
no, no,
fro. You talking about the one with the
no,
fro,
no.
right? The one with the fro or the one with the Filipino half black dude?
You about to take up for this boy, ain't you? You about to
Go
take up
ahead.
for this
I'm
boy.
listening. Because I know both of them they both have an oratory cadence that does sound like MLK. At least they're trying to
They're
emulate
full of
him.
crap. And let me tell you why.
Why? Why?
Me
Please tell
and
me.
Miguel and Tracy and even Omar, my husband, and all the black people we know code switch. We do it on a regular basis
This
because
is
it makes,
true.
it makes white people feel more comfortable. It helps them understand it. I actually broke my code switching on Friday because a young woman would not let me speak. I was like, will you please let me finish a sentence? Like, it
Let
was
me
a moment.
finish this spin, Peggy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know, but we know how to code switch.
Yeah.
This isn't code switching what we're seeing. This
Mm-hmm.
is you having a full-on brand new persona. I like to call it the Colin Kaepernick persona, where now all of a sudden you are fist up, afroed out, chain with an emblem, might have been a cross, I don't know, might have been a sun, who cares? You've got this whole caricature now that you're portraying. Do I believe
Mm-hmm.
he deserves the position? Absolutely. He was voted in
Mm-hmm.
by his
His
constituents.
constituents, correct.
But do I believe this BS he's putting out about being the mountain fell on me, this whole Martin Luther King thing? I don't like it. I don't. And I don't think
Why?
it's
Well,
necessary
why is it bugging you so much?
because it's not real.
How
It's
do you
not real. It
know?
may not be his voice when he was trying to run when he was in college, because that sounded fake, like my fake voice does. But
Mm-hmm.
his real voice is not that. His real persona,
So
I
you
don't
have
feel
an
that.
issue with him using the cadence in his voice of the MLK speech kind of cadence. Is that
What
your
was the
issue?
point of that though? But what was the point of that?
Well, I would say that maybe that is his way to make sure that he controls his speech. He gets his speech out because this was their moment. Those two guys in Tennessee, this was their moment to the limelight was the spotlight was on them. There was an exchange between and I got to get the two Justins correct. The one with the half Filipino kid. He was in
The
a
perm.
it's not a perm. He's half Filipino. Like, why is it got to be a perm? Is
By the way, he's half Filipino. I've never seen a mixed Filipino black person wears his bone straight. Now, is he flat ironing it or
He
braiding
don't
it at
have
nighttime
to. He's
like
half
they do? He looks like
Filipino.
it.
Their hair is straight. What are you talking about?
My daughter is half Indian, half black. She ain't got no straight hair. She walking around here with a curly afro. Neither here nor there. I'm sorry.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That happens. That's how the genetics work. The man may have,
So
if I'm
Filipino
assuming.
Justin and Afro Justin? Is
All
that
right,
what we're
Filipino Justin. Filipino Justin was having an exchange with one Tennessee lawmaker, and he was wearing his behind out. And the guy tried to use the Bible about something, and he quoted and I just love what these young kids are coming in out unapologetic, and they're flat out saying, we're done with this level of racism that you guys are just saying this is the way you're going to govern.
And that's valid.
And it's going to take folks like these cats who are saying, this is it. And we're at that point now that hopefully it will not result into a lot of violence or anything like that, because that's very possible. Tennessee 3 seen as a watershed moment for racial justice and democracy.
I'm not a fan.
What?
I'm just not a fan of the Tennessee
That's
3.
fine.
I mean,
That's
not
fine.
let me clarify this. I feel like what they're going to do is get caught up in the hype that what is her name? God, from the Bronx, who's kind of stupid and really young.
For our first time listeners, as this beautiful black queen over here is a card carrying kind of sort of Republican. I don't know if she's hanging, if she still is or not, because yeah, that party is ridiculous right about now. So
Ocasio-Cortez.
I know it's the Ocasio-Cortez. Yes, the representative from New York. Yes.
Both of these, I don't want the Tennessee 3 to get caught up in that popularity where all of a sudden now it's almost comes performative rather than you're shaking your head while I'm talking. What is the problem?
I'm listening to this. I'm listening to you. This performative politics is performative right now.
That's fine. When we see him, Filipino Justin, on the Met Gala red carpet with his hair all straight and curls looking like Prince, and Justin with the afro right behind him wearing a cape, it'll be all fine. Like that's what I feel like it's going to become. It's going to become this thing where they're just on these red carpets and now they're just walking here with their fists up, and it stops being about their constituents and the issues and starts being just about where can I be seen at? And that's where Ocasio-Cortez messed up at. It became, I'm not just for my constituents. I want to be seen in more places. It's true.
So here's my response to that. And I love to give anybody got any opinions on it, drop it in the chat. So we know that the Republicans have declared war on Hollywood, right? Declared war on anything that's entertainment, right? And so Ocasio-Cortez, her constituency loves that community. So the reason why you're not going to see old G.I. Jane from Rome, Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene on any sort of red carpet is because she claims that's the enemy, that you don't want to be there. They have their own performative.
Ocasio-Cortez constituents are not Hollywood, Californians. They're people from the Bronx in New York. So
what my point was that they are in the entertainment business as part of the Democratic coalition, right? They've been pushed to that part, huh?
Okay.
No, that's what I'm saying. So that's not look like she's a good looking girl. She's young, so why can't she go walk the Met Gala in New York? Because that is in New York, if I'm correct, right? So
no, the Met Gala is absolutely in New York, and her being on the cover of magazines and her doing all this stuff and her going on Jesus and Mary, RIP to Jesus and Mary's show. It's just, I don't want the Tennessee 3 to get caught up in that.
But just they will. They probably have already been on. If they haven't, they will be going to the Breakfast Club soon. I'm sure they'll be on the Breakfast Club.
They were already in the Breakfast Club. I think the Breakfast Club interview happened last week, so that's already happening. But let's change the subject. I'm just saying.
Okay,
we ruin young politicians when we do that, and the same thing happens on the right. I feel like, and you're gonna murder me for saying this, but I feel like if Candace Owens hadn't gotten caught up in the hype of being seen everywhere and being famous, that people might actually listen to her and value what she has to say. But now it's just like, you just saying stuff to be seen, ho. Like, you're not even saying stuff that's valued.
But here's the thing. But we have to understand, the way that politics is, it is performative right now. The way being a public figure is, it is very performative right now. And this is gonna be a good pivot time for us to talk about Monique. But the more attention that you get, the more followers and eyeballs you have on whatever you're saying, no matter how ridiculous it is, you get brand deals, you get movie deals, you get comedy specials, you get more votes, you get a lot of things. You get an opportunity. If you get voted out of office, MSNBC will give you a job before you miss your next check. So will Fox and so will CNN. so with Newsmax. And so being visible, you look at Candace Owens, and she went from being, an internet troll to having a job with the Prager University, and now she's all over the place, and she's doing, I'm sure she's doing very well financially. So, you look at a lot of these cats, the Tim Scotts of the world. Tim Scott, he will probably start seeing him be a little bit more performative now that he's running for president.
Dolphin teeth.
So
he's got a lot of gum.
He does.
And then not enough teeth to match the gum teeth ratio.
He looks like the character from Fat Albert. He looks like the character from Fat Albert. That's who he looks like. Yes, he does.
And let me tell y'all, I may be Republican, but Miguel will tell you this. I'm not like some hardcore, everything Republican is right. Sometimes I look at them and you sound dumb.
Well, I just, that's a whole different conversation. I need you to find us a young Republican to have on the air, and let's go at it.
Who's not MAGA nuts?
Well, no, we're not doing the MAGA stuff. We want to have a real conversation. We don't want to have a racist rat bastard conversation. We want to have a real conversation. Just to
that's what he's calling you guys from now on. You're racist rat bastards from now on this show.
Yeah, just I need that's my garbage pail name for them. So when you think about it, it's the whole theory of the curve, right? The curve now all the way to the extreme is the MAGAs, it's the Trumpsters.
It is.
And so it's the alt-right. So now where do folks who are sensible Republicans, where do you all live? Where are you in this conversation? And that's the part, a lot of our friends who are hardcore Christians, who for a long time they carried the flag for the Republican Party, even in secret. Now they're just quiet on politics. It's just like, it's all about
there's
God,
nowhere
God, God.
for them to exist. I've said this on the show many times. I blame Trump for this. It didn't before Trump, even during the Obama. You what?
I ain't putting this all on Trump. It was going Trump.
Put it on.
It was happening before Trump. Trump just,
but not like
Trump
this.
Took Trump.
No,
it's not like this. Trump put gas on the fire, but Trump is an opportunist, pure opportunist. And so so he saw this as, hey, this is a void because none of the Republican politicians will go far alt-right and give these conspiracy theorists a voice. That's what he ran on. He took advantage of that to the nth degree, and now we are where we are now, and now there's no turning back. He just said last weekend at the NRA convention that, the old Republican Party is gone. It'll to never come back, and he's probably right.
And that's disappointing to me, because I'm a Republican from that old era of we can disagree. We don't have to agree on everything, but I'm going to respect you as a person. I'll respect you as a parent, as an employee, and, we'll be cool. We just have disagreements of politics. And that era is completely gone. And it makes me sad because.
So let me ask you this. Do you vote down ballot now? Are you going to? So you don't.
Not anymore.
You can't even vote down ballot in Florida and find anybody that you, as a Republican, that you can support.
Nope, not anymore. Because I'll give you a perfect example. Last time my husband and I voted, Laura Loomer was on there. And she was a serious candidate in my area. She is an anti-Semitic, Islamophobic, homophobic candidate.
Jesus Christ.
And people were taking her as a serious candidate in Florida. And I was like, are y'all freaking serious? This is not okay.
But how do you run? Because I'm sure you're getting all the emails. I'm sure you get all the messages and communications from the Republican Party. Like when they run down their list of things that they want you to be focused on as the platform, is there anything in their bullet points you'd be like, okay, I'm for that, I'm for that, I'm for it? Like what is left on the platform for a Republican to be for?
Fiscal conservatism, being fiscally conservative, I'm still right aligned with there. I don't think we should be adding a lot of these, programs that Americans have to pay for. I'm also, pro welfare reform. I don't feel like we should be paying for this program that a lot of people abuse, and there's no real regulations on welfare right now, and there should be. Another reason why I'm pro-choice is because I'm fiscally conservative, is because if we get rid of abortions in the world, in America, and all these babies are alive.
Pro-choice? Are you pro-choice?
I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-choice.
Okay.
But let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
If all these children are born in the world, which is great, babies are cute and wonderful, but babies are
Mm-hmm.
also expensive. As a mom with twins, they cost a lot of
Mm-hmm.
money. And if we are
Mm-hmm.
asking these women to have these babies, they are now going to need to be supported by a system that is going to be
Mm-hmm.
paid for by other Americans. I do not think that's
Mm-hmm.
responsible to say, hey, pro-life, it's great, babies, babies, babies. We're also going to make all you guys pay for all these babies that now exist.
No,
We're also going to make all these programs.
yeah,
Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
yeah, that's a very clear perspective because it's always you're pro, you want to stop all the abortions and you want to, but when the kids get here, it's like you act like they don't exist, like you don't give them any support. It's
That's what I'm
insane.
saying. The amount of
It's insane.
social workers that will need to be hired to
Right.
actually children, the amount of foster care system that will need to
Mm-hmm.
be expanded, the revision of how children are adopted in America, the amount of health care these women will need, the children care. It is a huge thing that I don't think everybody just keeps saying, babies, 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 pro-life, babies are great. Yeah, babies are great, but they are expensive. Children
Yeah,
are
it's just
expensive.
yeah, it's such a dichotomy because all the Republicans who claim to be pro life are not pro children. I
They're
mean,
pro-pregnancy. They're pro-character term.
they're pro control, right? Because when it's all said and done, like you said, kids get here and they don't feel like those kids need to be cared for, which is insane. But I just am wondering how that's going to affect long term. And I know how it's been affected. In they're trying to get less people to vote because there's probably more people like you that are staying home. They're just like, I'm just not going to get involved with this at all. And so you already have a shrinking Republican base because ain't as many people being born with those values, right? Then you have a situation where you have more people that are going to be staying home while more people who are progressive are getting more aggressive about going out and getting engaged in the process. So what are they trying to do? They're trying to find ways to minimize their impact on the community. It's getting crazy. And now they say, okay, well, we can't do that. Then we just resort to violence. And that's the part
Well, let me
that's really concerning me.
say one more thing that
Hmm.
always boggles my mind. Conservatives always say we're pro-life, 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 anti-abortion. But do they know there are almost 500,000 women every month who are dealing with fertility issues, who don't have the funds? Why aren't we pushing those women or giving the funds to those women to have children, who want to have children, but don't have the money for the fertility treatments, for the adoption, for whatever it is, for the PCOS treatment? Not piece of shit. PCOS treatment that they need to I said the wrong letter.
How did that happen?
PC, PCOS treatments to have children. Why aren't they pushing that instead of
Because they
worrying
don't
about this
care.
whole?
This is about control. It's about, I want to fix a problem. But you believe just fixing the problem by saying, go have those kids. There's nuances to this. There are women that have been raped. There are women who can't carry a child to term because of health issues. There are
Yes.
things beyond just some girl who went to the club, got pregnant, and all of a sudden you need to take care of your responsibility. Hey, I hear you, but there's a lot
I
of
know, it's
things.
like, yeah, we get it. That girl sucks. We understand, but
Right.
there's like a whole other group of
There's a
women.
whole other group of people who have other reasons why they need this health care. This may be the only health care that they have. And so once again, I'm all about, let these folks, this is your life. You got to make your decisions. And the whole conservative movement, who's conservative on one end and want to flip on the other, is amazing. All right, let's move on. We got a few, we're good. We're good on time. All right. So have you, let's get into this story about, and I have not watched this show yet, this show Beef.
I
It was
haven't
on
yet. I'm
Netflix.
sorry, Mom. My mom keeps telling me to watch it.
Okay. Does your mom know that one of the key actors on this show has now basically come out in this video or podcast of him basically joking about raping a woman? It's crazy.
No, if Mama Blanche knew that, she would be crossing her arms on her couch going, I can't watch this. I can't.
Right.
I
Well,
don't
Mama
like
Blanche
it.
know now. We know
That's why
she's one
she
of our loyal viewers. Hey, Mama Blanche. So this guy, his name is David Choe.
David Choe.
And he basically came out on this, and he's not denying it. And he's basically was talking about raping this woman. She got pretty hair. And the thing about it, the audio that I listened to, I'm not gonna play it because it's pretty graphic, the way he described it. But it was a woman that was on the podcast with them, kid. Have you heard it? And
I haven't heard it. I'm one of those people where I don't want to hear somebody talking about rape. It's just a very weird thing to do. And as a woman, I think it's bizarre that she sat there and was just kind of like,
she was on, she said, guys, are you guys talking about raping and y'all laughing and joking about it? I'm like, that's like, first of all, I don't know what her role is on that show. Obviously, she must not have a whole lot of power on that show. Because I'd have clicked that this show was over. Period. This interview is done.
Well, here's the even more interesting case. A lot of Asian women came out and started reposting the clip, like support of saying he's talking about raping a Black woman. This is not okay. This does not fly with us. So they're reposting it. So David Choe decided that he owned the copyright to the rape video under his foundation and had the video removed from Twitter. Now, I don't know if he thought this was a good idea. This made it worse, sir, that you claim copyright over a video of you talking about raping a Black woman therapist. I was a massage therapist, and you have it copyrighted under your foundation. Like, I hope he enjoyed his career.
These clowns, man.
It's gone now.
And like you said, now you got a situation where I'm see if I can pull up so people can get some context here.
What else is he in? Like, I know Asian. Like, I'm a very big fan of Ali Wong. I think she's hilarious. She's a comedian. She stars in Beef along with him.
Okay.
But I don't know what films he's been in. He's not like a Michelle Yeoh and Ali Wong to me. Or I'm sorry for not knowing other Asian actors, but he's just not. I need to look at what he's been in before.
So David Choe faces.
He openly did this.
Say again.
It's disgusting that he openly talked about this, and it was a podcast, so it went out to the world, and then I guess it was just removed.
It's from 2014. Is as you mentioned, our reporter Aura Bogado posted a clip on Twitter from 2014. And
he's an artist. He's not an actor. He just happens to be in this. He is a writer. He's written for Hustler, Raygun, Vice. He's a writer. He's not an actual actor.
Well, what he is an admitted rapist.
But that's why he's been able to fly under the radar. Is why I'm saying that, guys. He's been able to fly under the radar.
Yeah, here's what you're talking about. He claims his nonprofit owns the copyright to the video of him talking about the alleged rape. In the subsequent tweet, Bogado shared screenshots that Chloe alleged wrote to the Twitter to get the video. I posted him talking about the women he says he raped, taken down on copyrighted grounds. Homeboy, it's out here now, and you're gonna lose your job. And a little bit beyond that, because if this woman surfaces and she comes out and the woman that you alleged you raped, it's not going to be good for you, and you deserve whatever smoke you're going to get.
So Choe commented in March 2014 on his DVDSA podcast that he engaged in rapey behavior with the masseuse. He defended his comment by saying that the podcast itself is essentially a work of fiction. After being commissioned to paint in the Bowery mural wall in 2017, he was met with protests from other artists, including street artist Swoon, who issued a statement against his inclusion in the mural project. So a lot of people, he's an amazing artist. I'm sorry, I have to say that he really is an amazing artist. I've looked at his work. I didn't realize the work in the show was his actual real work. But there is no fictional rapey conversation. Like him saying that it's just like a fictional fun combo to have for entertainment value. That's not how rape works. That's not how murder works. That's not how child molestation works.
Well, okay, so there's a lifeline here if this is the case, because we know that there's a lot of podcasts that are now performative, and it's like the old school. A lot of podcasts now are dramatic interpretation. Was he in character? Is what he is claiming. Because we watch stuff all the time where there's murder and rape and all this type of stuff for entertainment, which is kind of weird, but we do. If that is his claim, he's got a long way to go to prove that, and a long way to go to get people to accept that is what is going on. So we'll see. But right now, it does not look good for this dude, David Choe.
But let me tell you, let me bring up one more thing. A lot of people are now saying that Ali Wong and the other creators of Beef, which is a great show, should be blamed for this because they knew this before they got him on the show. I guess that's true, but I don't want the show to be taken down because we need more people, BIPOC actors in America. And I hate to say that, but I know it's hard because I like it. But here's where I'm going to coach. Here's where I'm going to co-sign with you on this, and here's where. Okay.
it was a whole lot easier for me. And now here's the difference, because we're talking about, it's a whole lot easier for me to X out a rapist like R. Kelly out of my music library than it is someone who runs his mouth like Kanye West. Right. So,
Okay.
and part of the reason, I even have this struggle with myself, like, okay, Kanye West comes on and I'm like, some of the tracks he's done, which have been amazing over the last 25 years. I'm like, oh, I forgot Kanye produced that. Oh, I'm like, all right, I'm listening to it because it's J. Cole or because it's Talib Kweli and Kanye's just on it. And so are we drawing the line at sexual assault, but, just running your mouth like Kanye? It's like we let it pass. And the point being is that people who get upset about people who still listen to R. Kelly, and I'm one of them. If someone says to you, what?
You still listen to R. Kelly?
No, I'm one of the people who gets upset when people are still listening to R. Kelly.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. But for some people who still will carry R. Kelly's water, would say, well, Miguel, you've been a hypocrite because you still listen to Kanye West. Now, mind you, I don't listen to Kanye West like on a regular basis, but if it pops up in a playlist, I'm not going to skip over it. So,
and I agree with you. And on our after show conversation, we're going to talk about the King Von documentary, which I think is the same along a line to this, because King Von murdered or was affiliated with murdering several people, and the Billboard still put him on the charts. Rolling Loud still wanted to have them perform after this man got off of murder charges.
So give us the background, because I don't know about this King Von stuff. And I'm gonna get so before we go over to the post-show conversation, for people who don't know what you're talking about, tell us about King Von's situation.
Yeah, so King Von is it was, because he is no longer with us, he was actually murdered in New Orleans, was a drill rapper. And the drill scene in Chicago is kind of like that beef rap back and forth. And he was also a notorious, since he was a young teenager, he was a gangbanger. That's not even some like he was a thug. No, he was a gangbanger and was very, very proud of it. He is a reason why a lot of the younger drill rappers were bringing guns to school. They were showing off their guns to each other. He had murdered several people, was talking about murdering on Twitter on a regular basis, and it flew under the radar because he wasn't really well known at the time.
Right.
So him and his gang and other gang affiliates would talk back and forth to each other about killing each other on Twitter, and it was never flagged. It was back in 2014. He was associated with several deaths. He actually was on trial for the death of someone, of another gangbanger named Ki, but a witness decided that they weren't going to testify, so he got off. And he slowly became popular thanks to another rapper, Lil Durk. He became popular in the rap game. The reason why I bring all this up, because the lore that used to be in rap, the lore of Jay-Z, the lore of Biggie Smalls, of Tupac, of being thugs, of selling dope, is different when you're an actual serial killer. Like, they were selling drugs to survive, to he was killing people because he enjoyed it. And he talked about it in his rap, that it made him happy to kill people, that he wanted to do it. It was a 4-hour documentary that I listened to on YouTube. This wasn't even like a documentary on HBO. This is a YouTube documentary that I was plugged into. Could not believe this. And the Chicago police didn't care. They didn't care about, gangbangers showing up dead because they were murdered in the streets because this kid had killed them. They didn't care. And he was able to do this for a long period of time, from the time he was 15 to the time he died when he was 26, killing people.
How long has he been gone? Do you know? Let's look it up while you.
2020. He died in 2020. He was murdered outside of a club in New Orleans. Not New Orleans, in Atlanta, that he was not supposed to be at. His entourage had told him, hey, we don't need to go here. But he was one of those people, like a lot of serial killers, who love the thrill of maybe something will happen, maybe it won't. And he ended up getting shot and killed at 26.
Yeah, we I'm looking at it now. He was definitely killed here. Looks like killed in, did you say Atlanta? Yeah.
Was it Atlanta or was it New Orleans?
No, it was in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yep, in 2020.
But again, like I said, I bring this up to say that we as Black people, we got to stop doing this. We have to stop taking artists or even people of color, separating the action from the artist. Meaning like, well, no, that's his action, but his music is different. It's not really that different.
Well, for some, for this generation, like you said, of these drill rappers, I've got folks, everybody knows me, they know, and they watch the show enough. I consider myself I'm a old school hip hop head. I love hip hop music. I love
You
hip hop
are.
culture. But that part of the community, I'm like, y'all can have that. And there's a couple of my boys who'll be like, oh man, you listening to this today? I said, nah, man, I'm not. I have no interest in listening to this new generation of drill rappers and none of that. It's not doing anything for me. It's not doing anything for the culture as far as I'm concerned. And
No.
it's a means of they've taken a lot of money that's been dirty money, and which was done. Just not act like Jay-Z is chronicled about how he took his drug money, flipped it into the game, and all of that. But they weren't out here glorifying the street part of it, the murder, the that part of it is something that was not glorified 30 years ago. It is glorified in this particular part of hip hop now.
Yeah.
And you're just hoping that keep that over there. We keep that over there. We don't
But over
want it.
there.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So let me see any stories that we missed today.
We didn't do our Nick Cannon update.
Oh God, that's like you
I'm
really
just
hold on
joking.
before
I'm
we
just joking. I'm just
before we get to
joking.
Nick Cannon, we got to talk about Monique because
Oh, yes.
so so Monique is now supposedly suing CBS Paramount for royalties associated with the Parkers sitcom she used to have back in the late 90s, early 2000s, whenever it was.
Yes.
And so she goes to
So I have a
see
story here.
she sued Netflix. My understanding, I haven't seen it. I heard the special is terrible, but I have not watched it yet. But
I
go
can
ahead
look
and
into
catch
it.
us up on the story.
All right, so Atlanta resident Monique has sued Paramount and CBS over what she believes are unpaid royalties from a Moesha spinoff show, The Parkers, from 2 decades ago. The
Hmm.
lawsuit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court by her production company alleges that the New York TV network and production company artificially depressed the sitcom's profits on paper to retain millions that would otherwise be contractually due to the actress and writers. While the series has proven to be a major financial success for its producers and distributors, the series' talent have not been permitted to share in the fruits of that success. And she's right on this one. I think Monique sometimes is whiny, but in this case, I feel like she's right. She's right.
Yeah, I don't know. From the entertainment industry is real slimy. It just is. And we're talking about content now that is 20, 25 years old. I don't know if there's any statute of limitations with how this is working. And I don't know
Not
how
when
they're
you put it on
measuring.
Netflix.
Huh?
It's on Netflix. You can't. It keeps going
Hmm.
if it's on Netflix and people can
Well,
watch it.
somebody's going to own it and somebody's going to make money off of it as long as people are willing to buy it, right? But when
Mhm.
those transactions happen, you have a situation now with Drez from Black Sheep. And do you know who I'm talking about? Engine number
No.
9 on your New York Transit line. That song. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So there's a situation there's a situation with him. He is suing his record company right now because there was now mind you, that song is 30 years old.
Hmm.
And in his contract, he says it said that, this was the number at this stage when we were still selling records and cassettes and all that. But then there was a part of the contract that says that of any new forms of music distribution, we're supposed to get half,
Oh.
which of course means
Mhm.
streaming. So he is suing
Streaming,
for something close to $700 million right now. And that's
which
an
is
ongoing,
fair.
huh?
Which is fair, right?
Well, it is if he can get it. So my point is that when you look at what is going on with these situations, that nobody knew this stuff was going to be a thing. Um, uh, you know, uh, y- 30 years ago, nobody knew streaming was going to be a thing. That we was going to be able to actually
No.
grab and people going to get music by just picking up their phones, and then all of a sudden you got a whole library there. And so, same situation with this TV situation with Monique. Who knows how the deals have been done? Who knows how the money has been circulated? And we'll see. Well, we'll see. But I just wish Monique wasn't so public with this. Now, I'm assuming that she said something. She may not have said anything. It may just be something that a reporter picked up and they're getting it circulated in the news. Let's see how she handles it. If she handles it in the public like she did this Netflix situation, that's where I'm going to have an issue with Monique.
And the other issue that I have with Monique is the fact that the special wasn't good. I
Yeah,
think everybody was hoping she was gonna knock this out of the MFing park,
I
and it
didn't
was gonna
expect
be
it
the
to.
funniest
Yeah.
thing, smoking, walking, whatever that term is. And it was almost like people left, from what I've heard from people who've seen it, I haven't seen it. I'm just going off what people said. They left feeling like they knew more about her, but not in a good way, not in a happy, funny way, more like in a
grievance way. It was grievance filled. It was
sad, heavy. I just watched Fences kind of way. Like it was that kind of feeling.
Yeah, that's not a surprise to me at all. I just think that Monique was 90s funny. Monique was when we was young and cats was still drinking Hennessy and smoking blunts funny. Now you 50 something years old and you still out here cussing and acting a fool. And then you mad at everybody. You mad at everybody. You done picked on Oprah, Tyler Perry. You done picked on Will Pack. You done picked on a little bit of everybody. So, when it gets to that point, it's kind of like, but we'll see. It's exhausting. It's really exhausting. And the thing about it is, if you'd have come out with this funny special that everybody would have loved, then that would be all good. But that's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that it wasn't very good. All right. So if you guys want to, we'll be on Instagram here shortly. Let me put my Instagram handle. And you need to put yours because I don't know what yours is. It's too
I am underscore Kia Giovanni. I am underscore Kia Giovanni. That's what it is. Oh my God, they posted a picture of the guy who shot the boy. Now tell me that is not a horror movie character. Look at that. No?
Yeah, no, he looks wretched. Yes, he does.
It looks like Eddie Munster got old.
I don't know too many 85-year-olds who gonna look any better than that. But I don't care what race you are. Everybody starts looking like the older you get.
Well, you need to see Auntie Betty from my side of the family. She is 90 and she looks fantastic.
Well, black don't crack. So let me recant and pull back my comment. I totally because we know black don't crack. All right. So anyway, as we mentioned, we're gonna jump on Instagram just for a minute, see who we can connect with over on that side of the world. Make sure you hashtag LFC Radio. You come check us out. Let me see if I missed anything that we said we was gonna talk about because we're notorious for that.
Yeah,
we'll put stuff and they be like, "Oh, we're gonna talk about such and such." You know what we didn't talk about? We got 2 minutes.
What?
Are you concerned about AI in your work right now?
In my work, no, because my work still has a level. Like I work in digital advertising, and they try to automate it, and it always fails. It always does some dumb stuff. So I'm not sad yet, but I just got done watching Terminator. I'm getting a little nervous again.
Well, we have got to learn how to, and we'll talk about that. And, we're going to do some more business related stuff. I don't know what's going on with your camera. But,
I don't know.
Yeah, AI, I'm leveraging AI. I'm about to, AI ain't scaring me.
That's great. So when Skynet takes over, remember Miguel was the one who said that it was okay. All right. I am 100% with the resistance. I'm not doing this. I'm with the resistance, people. Just remember this
You're
moment.
with the resistance. Oh my God. I'm getting fed
Skynet.
so many.
Skynet. Why is my fingers not working? It's over here. Skynet.
Yeah.
Resistant.
Oh God.
Skynet.
Yeah. So I'm getting fed so many AI ads right now. It's exhausting. I'm like, every time I turn up, it's another.
Well, and we'll talk about this in the after show, but Miguel is bringing this up because they just launched, and not even launched, but put out some Rihanna songs singing other covers.
Yes.
Some are good. One was good. The other 4 were awful. They were so bad. And if this is how they plan on doing this, it's not a good look.
Yeah, y'all look that up. If y'all wondered about what we're talking about, y'all look that up because there is actually a Rihanna cover of, was it Cuff It, I think? I think it was Cuff It that they did.
Know your party. That's what she sounds like. It's all nasally.
But she nasally. That's her thing. So if y'all are wondering what we're talking about, y'all go ahead and do your research. We'll catch y'all. All right, we're gonna catch y'all over here. I'm setting up my little camera thingies. I'm getting my little stuff together so we can have some nice mic and all that good stuff for our little time we're gonna be on Instagram. So come check us out over on Instagram. We catch y'all in a hot minute. Thank y'all for tuning in to Live at Circle Radio. Catch you in the after show. Why does it keep flipping to this screen?